Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15, the apostle says, "But in your hearts honor Christ the Lord as holy, always being prepared to make a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with gentleness and respect." In this verse, Peter reveals how believers are to respond to the challenges we face in this world. This past year has been a challenge for both pastors and lay leaders alike. Congregations did their very best to continue worship with pandemic restrictions. The frustration of the pandemic was seen as leaders came to different conclusions on how to best serve their communities. We recognized the areas where we could have done things better, and we set in place our plans to move forward. St. Peter reminds us that we do this in a unique and godly way, with gentleness and respect. You see, our communities are watching us. Peter says those who observe Christians will notice a difference. The difference is the hope we have in Christ. As we come out of this pandemic, our hopefulness should be apparent to all. The Christian hope lies in the fact that Jesus loved us so much that he offered himself as a sacrifice on Calvary's cross. He defeated death by his glorious resurrection from the dead, and thereby giving us the confidence that we too will one day rise from our graves and live with him in never-ending joy and celebration. Living this hope begins with the family of God. Life in the church will never be the same. You see, our world is different. We are different. I encourage you today, as individuals and congregations, to remember the past, to recognize the grief of family and friends who could not gather for funerals. Let's not forget the disappointments that came with very small weddings, visiting nursing home residents through windows, the inability to embrace a newborn grandchild, canceled concerts, delayed vacations. The list of missed events could go on and on. But today I encourage you to move forward. Don't waste time reliving decisions that were made in the past. Celebrate that we can now gather together for worship. Treat one another with respect and gentleness. Remember, every person is a person loved by Jesus. And finally, always be ready to give reason for the hope that is in you. It's time for us to celebrate, because this is a new day and a new time that God has given us to share this good news of Jesus Christ in our communities. Yes, may our communities see in each of us, may they see in each of our congregations the hope that is ours in Christ Jesus.